tears and relief as the released Israeli hostages embrace their families after more than 2 years in Hamas captivity. Welcome into the News at 5, everyone. I'm Rick Ritter.
And I'm Denise Koch. After 2 years of war, the fighting in Gaza has stopped as part of a peace plan brokered in large part by President Trump and his administration. Now, as part of the deal, nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners were returned to the West Bank and Gaza, greeted by crowds of supporters.
And in Egypt, President Trump led a ceremonial signing of the agreement, which also calls for a surge of humanitarian aid into Gaza. Other major hurdles ahead include who will govern Gaza and disarming Hamas. But today, many are celebrating reunions with loved ones and this step toward peace. Senator Angelo Alsobrooks said in part, quote, "I join so many across the world in celebrating the release of all the living hostages. I will continue to pray for the return of the deceased to their families. May their memory be a blessing."
And Congressman John Yoshevsky said in part, quote, "This moment must mark more than an end to suffering. It must be the first step of a sustained push for peace and security across the region." Well, here in our area, advocates are relieved to see the war in Gaza come to an end.
And Casey Baylor live on your corner tonight from Druid Hill Park as activists hope Israel and Gaza can now heal from this tragedy. Casey.
Rick, Denise, good evening. While some are breathing a sigh of relief tonight, others are cautiously optimistic about the end of violence in Gaza. Now, some activists I spoke to both say they want Israel and Palestine to have peace, but one advocate hopes this leads to a larger conversation.
It's been a tragedy of enormous proportions, both for those who died, Israelis who died, and the Gazans who died.
Jay Bernstein is one of the organizers for the weekly event in the Baltimore area that walks in solidarity of hostages in Gaza.
Our hope every week was that each week would be the last time we were walking. And it's taken way too long to get there.
But Bernstein says he feels relief and gratitude knowing the 20 remaining living hostages are free.
We are in the middle of the Jewish holiday of Sukkot, and one of the prayers we say today is called Hallel, praising God and thanking God. So it's very apt that we were saying those prayers today.
However, some, like CARE Maryland's director, had some reservations about the peace plan. Zainab Chaudhry says she was cautiously optimistic Israel would keep their end of the bargain, freeing roughly 2,000 Palestinians.
Because we also know that there have been multiple ceasefire proposals on the table over the last several months.
Chaudhry says it's been an unimaginable 2 years watching the events in the Middle East. She says this picture shows several family members of Maryland residents killed in Gaza.
We pray and hope that the Palestinian people will find a way to move forward, and they have inspired the world with their strength and their hope and their faith.
She hopes for peace for Israel and Palestine, but adds the Israeli government must be held accountable as the UN Commission says Israel has committed genocide in the Gaza Strip.
So there needs to be justice as well. When we talk about peace, lasting peace in the region, we need to make sure that there is accountability.
Now, Chaudhry adds she and the organization are calling on Congress members, I should say, to sponsor and support a bill that would block the president from sending war weapons to Israel. Meanwhile, the Baltimore Jewish community will be gathering tomorrow night to celebrate the release of the hostages. That event takes place at 8:30 p.m. at the Suburban Country Club. Reporting live on your corner from Druid Hill Park, I'm Casey Baylor for WJZ.
Casey, thank you for